first, we're off to New York City, where the treasures of an accomplished actor are center stage.
My name is Epatha Merkerson, and I think people probably know me from playing Lieutenant Anita Van Buren on Law and Order for 17 seasons, and now as Sharon Goodwin, the hospital administrator on Chicago Med. I grew up in Detroit. I'm the last of 5 children, but I'm the only one that pursued acting or theater. I moved to New York in 1976, and I've been pursuing my career ever since. My first real memory is doing Jean Genet's The Blacks, and it was directed by George Faison. I really attribute him giving me my first real gig in the city. But it was a great opportunity, and it really started me working in off Broadway. I won the Emmy, the Golden Globe, and the SAG Award all in that same season for my performance in a movie called Lackawanna Blues that was directed by George Wolfe and written by Ruben Santiago Hudson. It was an amazing time. I was, I think, 53 when all of that happened. So it was very heady. I felt a response to all the hard work that I'd done. And it was really pleasing and weird to sit in the audience and then hear your name. We're in my apartment in New York City in Harlem. I always felt the story of Harlem. There's a great history here, and I've always been a history buff, so it just seemed the right place for me to be. Hi.
Epatha Merkerson invited Roadshow appraiser Ben Area to take a look at some favorite pieces from her Black Memorabilia collection.
Why do you collect Black memorabilia?
I just love history, and I think this is very much a part of our history, and even the negative stereotype.
Because they're all negative stereotypes. Every single one of them.
Absolutely.
Especially this one.
Yeah.
They're just making fun of the shapes of Black women.
Exactly.
And how does it make you feel to see something like this?
But I think it's important that you know all sides of your history. And this, even though the connotation of it was negative, to me, the people who survived through all of that,
yes,
when these things were really prominent, and not considered collectibles, it speaks to their strength that they could, especially Black women.
Exactly.
And the more I know about my history, the more I can pass it on. Bringing it to my house makes me uplifted, I feel.
That what you just said there is exactly what I feel. I have one piece of Black memorabilia. It actually gives me hope.
Yeah.
Because I look at it and I'm like, wow, we've come so far.
Yeah.
It is negative.
Yeah, but there's beauty in it.
Yes, it doesn't hurt you.
No.
Because you are the one who owns it.
Exactly. Exactly. And when I initially saw some of the stuff, that was my idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to just buy this up so white folks can't buy it up and use it for that negative connotation. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to put it on my wall. I'm going to situate it on my cabinet so that anyone that comes in the house will see that this is a part of who I am.
Why don't you tell me how you came to own these pieces here?
Okay, this I bought in New Orleans. I was there doing a film.
Okay.
And it was $95. I purchased the ashtray in Albany, I'm pretty sure, probably late 70s.
Okay.
And I paid $5 to $20 for it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I can't recall where I bought this, but I know that I've had it at least 10 or 15 years.
Okay, okay.
And I love it because it has that sort of iridescence in the paint. But I really loved that her belly was where you put the cookies.
Yeah, that's what's unusual about this one is that the belly is where the lid is. So this is sometimes called a front loader. And this one, because of the glaze, I'm thinking it might be made in Japan because of the iridescent glaze.
Oh,
the
wow.
Japanese made a lot of lusterware.
Okay.
This appears to be very fine bisque. The detailing is really unusual and nice. The hair is textured. The features are well defined, including the teeth. And even the eyes, there's an indent where the pupils are.
Right.
So that level of detail tells me that this was made by a fine porcelain house. Probably Germany is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Now this one over here, this was made by Red Wing Pottery. They're based in Minnesota. And the designer for this piece is Charles Murphy. And he got the patent to make this one in 1947.
1947?
Exactly, yeah.
I wouldn't have thought. This is so cool.
What would you think this would be worth?
You know, I paid $95 for it, so I haven't a clue beyond that.
Okay. Well, this one just sold in August for $250.
Oh, wow.
This one is worth about $95 to $125.
I know I didn't pay that much for it.
That's what it's worth.
Yeah.
I've seen similar ones sell.
Okay.
And this one is worth about $125. I've seen almost identical one.
Okay.
Sell for $125.
Excellent. That's cool.
Yeah,
It's good to know. Yeah, I'm very pleased. The truth is it wouldn't matter because I just love the pieces. They've been with me for a long time.
Epatha Merkerson's Black Americana collection gets more attention later on.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Now back to Harlem and Epatha Merkerson's home, where appraiser Leela Dunbar checks out a piece connected to Black entertainers of the past.
Epatha, thanks so much for having us today. I cannot wait to see what we're going to appraise.
Perfect. Follow me.
This seems to be the spotlight or the centerpiece of your dining room here.
It is indeed.
So tell us how you got this poster.
Oh, well, I have this really good friend, Jesse Martin, who I did Law and Order with. You think you might know him?
I think I might have heard of him.
And he knew that I collected things like this. I always called him my little brother. He always called me Big Sis. And it's the kind of thing that we did for one another. I took him to an art fair, and I said, so one of these paintings are for you. And he chose what he wanted, and I bought the painting for him. We just kind of did that for one another.
So you essentially have decorated each other's homes.
Essentially,
To a certain degree.
To a certain degree. He certainly has decorated mine.
Well, we have the Georgia Smart set presents the brown skin Mommas of 1930. Why is this piece important to you?
Well, I just really like the history of it. And it also has to do with theater and dance. And but I think basically for me, it is a depiction of what was given and shown of Black folks at a certain period of time. And so, you know, even though they might have this image in it, I like the sass of the women. And that makes me feel good. The hands on the hip, the speaking, I see all of that. I love it. This one, I love all of that. It's great. There's movement.
So this has an interesting, and we don't know how tight, but it has a correlation and association with Ma Rainey. She starred the Georgia Smart set.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Great blues woman, in fact, mother of the blues, really the first major blues star from the 1920s, best known for a hit C.C. Rider.
Exactly, right. And August Wilson wrote a play called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and it's being turned into a film. Viola Davis is going to be playing Ma Rainey. So knowing that I have this connection to Ma Rainey and connection with August Wilson and his plays, this has a greater meaning for me, totally. So thank you so much for that.
So I think if this went up at auction, then auction estimate would probably be somewhere between $1,000 and $1,500.
Wow, that's a lot.
If I was going to put an insurance estimate, a retail replacement, I would probably easily put somewhere between $4,000 and $5,000.
Okay, wow.